Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we are pulling back the curtain on something that is absolutely critical, but frankly, not very well understood.
Not at all.
We're talking about supplement fulfillment and warehousing. It sounds mundane, but this is the operational engine that really decides if a $177 billion industry actually works.
It's this invisible, high-stakes part of the supply chain.
Mm-hmm.
And the scale, like you said, is just staggering. We're talking about a market valued at $177.5 billion in 2023.
Wow.
And that growth is almost all being fueled by e-commerce. The key number is that online supplement sales are growing at, get this, 9.8% every single year.
Okay, so let's unpack that. We're not talking about shipping, books or T-shirts here. These are sensitive, the regulated health products.
Exactly.
So I guess our mission today is to really get why professional fulfillment isn't just a luxury, but it's essential for survival in this market.
It absolutely is. I mean, the whole job description for fulfillment has changed. It's not just store this box and ship it anymore. Right. It's about meeting this complex trifecta of lightning-fast customer expectations that need to scale really, really quickly, and, of course, strict regulatory compliance.
And why should you, our listener, really care about this?
Well, because 72% of us now buy our supplements online. And that means the operational complexity, not the marketing, is fast becoming the real barrier to entry for brands.
So when a brand gets that first big surge in growth, what's the core challenge they run into?
The challenge, when you really boil it down, is how do you keep up with that growth, meet customer demands for speed, while also maintaining the kind of meticulous records and storage that the FDA requires? It just demands a level of operational finesse that school warehousing can't provide.
Okay, so let's talk about those customer expectations, because when you say high, you mean, well, an incredibly short fuse and basically zero tolerance for any mistake.
Oh yeah, speed and accuracy are totally non-negotiable. And the stats are. They're pretty brutal, actually. We know that 89% of consumers expect to see same-day or next-day delivery options. But here's the number that should scare every brand owner.
Okay.
94% will not come back to a brand after just one fulfillment error.
94% for one mistake.
One mistake. A late delivery, the wrong item. It's an existential risk.
That is a brutal penalty for a logistics slip-up. But you mentioned the risks aren't just about losing customers, they're regulatory.
Precisely. Supplements demand specialized handling, and this is all driven by FDA regulations. We're talking about things like FDA-compliant storage, really rigorous lot tracking, and perfect expiration date management.
So what happens if that fails? If someone just mixes up a couple of boxes?
Well, that's the thing. A simple mistake like mixing up product lots, it can turn a small, isolated quality issue into a massive brand-destroying market recall. You could be looking at a $5 million liability just because a lot number wasn't tracked right.
So the infrastructure has to be perfect, and that kind of perfection. It must cost a fortune to build and maintain yourself.
It does. And that's the whole business case for outsourcing.
So what's the actual financial benefit? What does a brand save by handing this headache over?
The tangible benefit is often a 25 to 40% reduction in total fulfillment cost.
Wow, that's a huge number.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's achieved through pure efficiency of scale. The pros have automation running, they know how to optimize packaging, and they have these massive carrier negotiations that a small brand could never get.
So all that capital is just freed up.
Exactly. It lets the brand reinvest that money back into what matters, product development, marketing, instead of worrying about temperature alarms in a warehouse.
It's fascinating. The fulfillment operation becomes this sort of silent, final quality control partner.
That's a great way to put it. It's the final insurance policy. It creates the bridge between the lab quality of the product and the customer actually having a good experience with it. If that bridge fails, the quality of the product itself, it's just irrelevant.
All right, let's take a deeper dive now into the actual physical requirements here, because this is where the complexity really seems to explode. This isn't just standard dry storage.
Oh, not even close. You have to remember, supplements are organic, sensitive compounds, their potency, their stability. It's all completely dependent on the environment.
So what does that environment look like?
A professional nutraceutical fulfillment center is basically a custom-built, controlled environment. They have to maintain these incredibly strict temperature ranges, usually that sweet spot between 59 and 77 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay.
And controlled humidity, too, typically between 35 and 65% relative humidity.
And I'm guessing it's not just a thermostat on the wall, right? It has to be constantly validated.
Correct. You need to continuous automated monitoring with data logging and alerts. So if the temperature in one zone spikes at 2 in the morning on a Sunday, the system has to alert staff immediately to mitigate the risk.
And all of this falls under something called CGMP. We hear that acronym a lot.
We do. Current good manufacturing practice. And beyond just temperature, maintaining CGMP standards, it's a huge operational lift.
What does that actually involve for the warehouse operator?
It's everything. It's those environmental controls, it's stringent security, robust sanitation protocols to prevent cross-contamination, documented pest control. It means the facility is subject to constant audits. It's expensive, but it ensures product integrity from door to door.
And this is where it gets really interesting for me because these requirements change completely depending on what the supplement is.
They do. Every product form has its own needs.
Give us some specific examples.
Okay, let's start with the most sensitive. Probiotics. They're live cultures. They will die at room temperature.
So they need to be kept cold.
Not just cold, but in dedicated refrigerated storage. Specifically, 35 to 46 degrees Fahrenheit. It's the only way to maintain the potency of the live cultures right up until they ship.
Wait, so we're talking about massive industrial-grade refrigerators that are validated down to the degree just for one bottle of probiotics? That's immense.
It is. And then you have things like oils and soft gels, fish oils, for example. They need cool, dry conditions to stop the fat from oxidizing and going rancid. That also destroys the capsule itself.
And everyone has had the horror of getting melted gummies in their mailbox in July.
Exactly. Gummies need precise temperature control to stop them from melting, sticking together. The texture gets ruined, and the product experience is gone.
What about powders, like protein powders?
Powders have to be kept in very low humidity environments. If they absorb moisture from the air, they clump up and spoil. So, yeah, every single product type needs its own tailored climate.
So once that product arrives at the warehouse, does the quality control start right at the door?
The moment it arrives. All incoming products go through this comprehensive receiving inspection. We're verifying quantities, matching purchase orders, and logging those critical lot numbers and expiration dates. That data is the foundation for everything else.
Okay, so let's shift from temperature, which is about stability, to time, because time is just as critical with these perishable products. We need to talk about a concept that's pretty unique here. FIFO versus FIFO.
Right. Most retail uses FIFO. First in, first out. The box that arrived first gets shipped first. That's fine for, T-shirts or hammers.
But if you do that with supplements, it's a disaster waiting to happen. The age of the inventory doesn't matter as much as the date on the label.
Correct. For supplements, you absolutely must use FIFO. First expired, first out. It's a regulatory requirement. The system has to prioritize shipping the products with the earliest expiration dates, no matter when they actually arrived in the warehouse.
And if you don't,
you're maximizing waste, you're sending short shelf life products to your customers, and you're risking a huge compliance failure.
this sounds like it requires some serious system intelligence. You can't have people manually checking dates on thousands of bottles.
No, you rely entirely on that data capture at receiving. Barcode or RFID scanners capture the lot and expiration data, and it gets hard-coded into the warehouse management system.
So the system just tells the picker which one to grab.
Instantly. When an order comes in, the system directs the picker to the exact location that holds the product with the soonest expiration date. It automates away the human error.
That's brilliant.
And the really clever part is the proactive alert system. The system is constantly scanning inventory, and it sends out alerts when products are getting close to expiring, usually at 90, 60, and 30-day intervals.
Ah, so the brand gets a heads up?
Right. It lets them run a clearance sale or maybe donate the inventory before it becomes a total loss. It turns a potential loss into salvaged revenue.
So this inventory intelligence directly impacts shipping speed, which you said is a huge competitive edge. How fast can these places actually get an order out the door?
Speed is everything, and it comes at different costs. The gold standard is same-day delivery. That means processed and shipped within 4 to 8 hours.
Very expensive, I imagine.
Very high cost, usually for emergencies or maybe a VIP subscription tier. What's becoming the expected norm is next-day delivery.
Delivered in one business day.
Right. Still high cost, but it's for those priority customers. The standard service, though, is still ground. That's your 3 to 5 business days, medium cost. But to even offer same day, the fulfillment center has to have these really optimized cutoff times, often around 1 p.m., to guarantee it gets to the carrier on time.
That speed and that accuracy. It all depends on the technology connecting the warehouse to the brand to the customer. What does that tech layer actually look like?
It looks like total real-time transparency. Modern systems give clients a 247 live dashboard.
So they can see everything.
Everything. Inventory levels for every single SKU, the status of every order, shipment tracking. There are no more guessing games. They have the pulse of their supply chain in their hands.
And that transparency has to connect seamlessly to the back end, right? To the Shopify store or whatever they're using.
Oh, it's absolutely necessary. You need seamless connectivity with Shopify, WooCommerce, Amazon, and the brand's own ERP systems. It's non-negotiable.
Why is that so important?
Because it prevents manual errors, it keeps inventory levels accurate across all your sales channels, and it maintains consistency. And that automation also drives customer communication. You know, the order received, order shipped, order delivered emails. That takes a huge load off the brand's customer service team.
Okay, so beyond just shipping one bottle, a huge part of the brand experience now is customization. How does fulfillment handle all that extra complexity?
This is where a good fulfillment partner really becomes an extension of the brand. They handle complex things like product bundling and kitting.
Like gift sets or seasonal promotions.
Exactly. And crucially, they manage the very specific needs of subscription boxes. That means handling customer preferences, seasonal changes, inserting custom marketing materials.
So they're not just picking one thing. They might be assembling 3 different items, putting them in a custom branded box, all while making sure every single item still follows those strict FIFO rules.
Precisely. You have the custom box, the branded tissue paper, the marketing inserts, and remember that challenge from before.
Yeah.
They have to manage all those different product forms, capsules, powders, liquids, gummies, with all their specific handling needs, often inside the same custom box. The complexity is just tremendous.
So if we pull back and look at the bigger picture, where is this all heading in the next, say, 5 years?
We're seeing a huge shift driven by technology. The rise of personalized nutrition is going to be massive.
You mean supplements based on DNA tests or health assessments?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that requires fulfillment operations that can support mass customization. We're talking about highly flexible kitting for thousands of unique individual orders every single day.
That is a huge leap in complexity. You go from mastering a consistent product batch to mastering the uniqueness of every single box.
It is. And alongside that, you have the growing consumer demand for sustainability. So you need partners who could do eco-friendly packaging and offer carbon-neutral shipping.
And AI, I assume.
Of course. AI and automation are already transforming the process, using predictive analytics to optimize where inventory is stored and to streamline the picking and packing systems for even more efficiency.
So to kind of summarize what we've learned today, fulfillment in the supplement world is anything but simple. It's a high-tech, highly regulated field.
It is.
Speed, precision storage, and that strict adherence to FIFO. They're paramount. The whole operation has to be invisible to the customer, but it must be perfectly executed.
And that perfect execution really depends on verified compliance. For any brand out there listening, whether you're just starting or you're scaling up, it is essential that you seek out facilities with recognized certifications.
What should they be looking for?
Look for CGMP-certified facilities, FDA registration, and maybe third-party validation like NSF certification or an organic chain of custody. These are the non-negotiable safeguards that protect your entire business.
Absolutely. We discussed this intense focus on speed and accuracy today, next-day delivery, near-perfect fulfillment. But here's a final thought. If that personalization, the kind based on DNA testing, really becomes the norm, what new level of complexity will brands need to master? How do you ensure every single unique, customized order still gets delivered quickly and flawlessly?
That's the question. The challenge shifts from mastering the quality of the product batch to mastering the integrity and speed of the individual consumer's customized box.
Something to mull over until our next deep dive.